Hello everyone, and welcome to a new series, What If Deku Had a Multi-Personality Quirk, and also the return of the anime, Mia. So yeah, let's get into it. Hit that intro. Bitches love souls up, and I know it. Fucking with the old ones, you gon' get fucked over. Ferraris and Rovers, these so lucky souls up. And I'm with that Cobra, now that what's left over. They do it all for souls, so you wasn't making no noise. Now, the story begins when Izuku is a child. Now, Izuku, from a very, very young age, did not seem like a normal child. No, not at all. In fact, he seemed to have something off about him. Almost like he had two of himself. Two people with different characteristics. One was a little bit more careful with his words. A little bit more kind, a little bit more caring, while the other was very rambunctious, a troublemaker of sorts, and really didn't care about anything. He would switch between these two almost alter egos almost every day, it seemed. And it wasn't until Deku was 5 that they finally found out that Deku had a multi-personality disorder. But this was no normal multi-personality disorder. It seemed to be a part of Izuku's quirk. He had 2 quirks, in fact. One for each personality. You see, his more kind and caring personality seemed to want to protect more, and as such did his quirk. It was a shield, a force shield of sorts, while his more rambunctious personality seemed to be more on the offensive side of things. So as such, he could create blades from any part of his body, allowing him to be a very offensive person. Now, Deku was really one of the stars of his class, very different from everyone else, but very accepted too. He was a very popular kid, especially his more rambunctious side, and his quirks were very flashy, and everyone always told him that he would be a hero one day if he kept up training. But there was also another star student, it seemed. His name was Bakugo Katsuki. And Bakugo Katsuki had an explosion quirk. And well, they seemed to be almost destined rivals for each other. Two of some of the most miraculous people in the school with the most awesome quirks. And they didn't get along very well. At one time, in 6th grade, they even got into a little fight, which Deku ended up winning. And as we fast forward, as they are about to enter high school, they both are ready to take the UA exams. But on the last day of high school, Deku's walking home, and suddenly he starts hearing a strange noise, sounding like sludge. And as he turns around to see what that noise is, he sees a huge sludge villain. And while he was with his more caring personality, so all he could do was defend. But that did not seem enough to get the sludge villain off of him. And slowly, the sludge villain started to consume him. he started to panic and panic, until his more rambunctious alter ego took over, and instantly blades came out of his back and his arms, ripping the sledge villain apart, and he was able to escape. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, the sewer drain popped open, and out came the number one hero, All Might. "No need to fear. I am here," All Might said, with a very heroic voice, as he took down the sludge villain within seemed like a matter of seconds. And immediately, Izuku, being a big fan of All Might, went up to him calmly and said, "Hey, All Might, may I have your autograph?" And All Might, being kind of bewildered with his chill attitude, said, "Of course." And with this, Izuku got All Might's autograph, and All Might jumped away. But as soon as All Might jumped away, Izuku saw something fly out of his pocket. And well, Izuku didn't know what it was. He just presumed it was his wallet or something, and kept on going his merry way. And well, that was until around 10 minutes later, he heard a huge bang. And with this huge bang, he saw an explosion close to around the block from where he was. And as soon as he heard it, he ran as fast as he could to the explosion, wondering what it was. What could it been? As he thought it could have been a villain tech, and he's very interested in powers. And as soon as he went up and saw what it was the sludge villain. And he realized what fell out of All Might's pocket was the sludge villain that was put into the jar. But then he noticed he had consumed a person. But this person seemed familiar. It was Katsuki Bakugo. Immediately, Izuku's mind almost went into a state of shock. But then he saw heroes arriving on the scene, knowing and hoping that they could take down the sludge villain, but it seemed they couldn't. There was too many obstacles. The sludge villain combined with Katsuki Bakugo's quirk was too powerful. They couldn't do anything. They had to wait for reinforcements. But by that time, Izuku knew that Katsuki Bakugo would almost definitely be completely consumed and killed. And as Deku saw the look of despair in Bakugo's eyes, he moved with no thought, moved off of pure instinct alone. And he ran through the sludge villain with his blades, freeing Bakugo. But the sludge villain was still alive. The blades couldn't kill him, not even injure him. And as so, the sludge villain rushed Izuku, saying, "That's a powerful quirk you got there, kid. Mind if I take it?" And, well, right before the sludge villain could consume Deku, another huge gust of wind came out of nowhere. It was All Might once again, saying, and as he hit the sludge villain, he said to Izuku, "That was a pretty heroic thing you just did. Dumb too, but heroic." And the sludge villain was put into another jar, and this time was brought to prison. Soon after this small interaction, the hero started to scold Deku, saying, "You know you could have got yourself killed, right? Or you could have injured your friend though there." And at the same time, they were applauding Bakugo for his such a strong quirk and saying one day he'd be a great hero. And, well, Deku looked at him weirdly, knowing that he saved his friend and wasn't getting any credit for it. Just being called an idiot, dumb. But he shrugged these off and began walking home with his hands in his pocket. And then suddenly he was stopped by All Might. And All Might said to him, "You know, you showed some heroic bravery there. What's your name?" And Izuku said, "Izuku Midoriya." And then All Might said, "Well, Izuku Midoriya, can we have a little chat somewhere a little more private?" And with this, All Might and Izuku walked into an alleyway. And All Might said, "Listen, kid, I'm gonna tell you a secret. And you can't tell anyone this, no matter what." And then he said, "My power is not one of normal means. No, it's one of some even may say supernatural. I can pass it on, with it becoming stronger. And from your heroic act today, I feel like you are a worthy successor." And Izuku looked at All Might weirdly and said, "I don't need your quirk. I don't want it either." And walked off. And then All Might shouted, "Well, if you don't want it, then can I at least train you?" And Izuku turned back around and said, "Sure, old man. What time and where?" And All Might gave him a weird look. "Old man, better watch what you say." And the beach, tomorrow, noon. Izuku turned back around and said, "Okay, see you then, old man." And All Might gave a little chuckle. Now, that's where I'm going to be ending off this episode of What If Deku Had a Multi-Personality Quirk. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, or not. I really don't care that much. But, you know, it'd be nice. So, yeah, anyways, have a nice day.